Dear modeling friends, welcome to the last video of 2020 on air and ground in scale. This is all about weathering and finishing some little parts. I know some of the dirt looks like poop, so stay with me and check what happened. But first we'll finish the wheels with Tamiya X11. I only got a matte aluminum acrylic, so this color is much better. I thinned the Tamiya paint with some water and it is pretty easy to apply, as the opacity of the silver is very strong. I used the gunmetal pigment and a silicone brush. I rubbed the pigments over the surface to create a slight sheen on the bare metal. And the rubber parts of the small wheels, I paint them with a dedicated paint from Acrylic. The inside of the light is painted with chrome silver from Molotov. It creates a really reflective surface. It is fast and easy completed. Now on to the exhaust, which I paint following Adam Wilder's and Uncle Nightshifts workflow. Check out their channels if you want to see some professional work. As a first step, I take an almost white color, like this stencil color from Vallejo, and paint it over the exhausts. Then, with two rust tones from Life Color, I apply some chipping to the exhaust pipes. First the dark tones, then the lighter, the yellow ones. You could also do it with a sponge like I showed it in the last video about chipping, but it is enough simple for me on these exhausts, because the next steps will cover these chips. With the Russian green I create some additional chips on the base of the exhausts, where some of the original paint would still be there. Now with two enamel rust washes I'll treat the exhaust pipes. First I applied a wash with a lighter rust tone. Then I accentuate the tips of the exhaust pipes with a darker tone. I blend the darker tone with odorless thinner and let the wash dry. As a last step for the exhaust pipes, again with the Russian green I paint some chips on the base of the pipes. To create smoke stains on tanks I use smoke pigments. Just take some pigments with a brush and start to recreate the shapes of the stains. And don't forget to add some smoke pigments to the tips of the exhausts. As a last step I take an enamel paint for engine fuel and oil. I speckle it over the smoke pigments. To keep the shape I mask them off with tape. And now the exhausts are finished. Now on to create some dirt and mud. I'm a big fan of the AK Diorama range. I just took a brush and started applying this dry mud. Because it's an acrylic paste, you can blend it easily with water. I also treated the wheels with some dry mud and blended it. Then as a second and darker color I used wet mud, which I applied the same way as before and blended it too with water. Additional to these acrylic products I used two enamel dirt washes. After applying these, I blended them with odorless thinner. As I wanted to create an autumn vignette, I added some leaves and ground cover to the tank surface. A Tamiya paint stirrer comes in handy to add the stuff to the corners. I made the leaves myself. I'll show you how I made them in the next episode, so don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss it. Thanks for your support. To attach the dirt on the model, I used the sand and gravel glue from Enamel, which I applied with a brush and a dropper. After the sand and gravel glue from Enamel dried, it left some glossy marks. So I started to airbrush earth and dirt colors over the already weathered surfaces. I should have done that as a first step, because it creates a matte surface and the enamels and the acrylic pastes hold much better onto it. And you don't have blank spaces which look weird. It gives you a good overview where to add the dirt products. Lesson learned for the next time. And you can add some contrasts to panels by using a piece of cardboard. First I used a darker earthier color, then a lighter one to give some more volume. Then again I painted over the debris with enamels and blended them. I'm not very happy about the results. Some of the dirt deposits after they dried look now like poop. Next time I'll take some finer groundwork and start pre-dusting with acrylics before. It wasn't a workflow straightforward, it was more back and forth with enamels and acrylics and blending and dusting and then again acrylics. After some time, realizing that it won't get better, I continued assembling the model to get some distance of this problem zone. I attached the wheels and finished the tracks, and then I continued with the dirt and dust, which I'll show you in the upcoming episode, where I'll finish the model and the little autumn vignette. So thank you very much for tuning in and everyone's support in this challenging year 2020. I wish you all the best and see you in the next episode in 2021.